Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Animal Farm, we draw all sorts of animals. So let's draw. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute Mr. Turtle. So let's begin. These are the supplies that you'll need for today's lesson. You're going to need a piece of paper or a drawing pad. Mine is 8.5 by 11 inches. This is just a dollar store drawing pad. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and if you have an old dollar store paintbrush lying around that you haven't used for paint, you can use this to brush off eraser bits and dust from your page. You're also going to need color. Today we're going to use two greens. One is a dark green and one is a light green. We're also going to use yellow and black. And you can use a black coloring pencil, or you can use what I'm using. This is a black fine tip marker. So I'm going to clear my workspace. And let's begin. Let's draw a turtle. I already have some dust here. You might hear some banging and drilling in the background because my neighbor is building a house this summer. As I record this, it's the summer of 2022 and I can't really do much about it, so I'm just going to make videos anyway. I was going to wait until he finished, but I think he might be doing construction all summer and I don't want to wait the whole summer to do a video, so away we go, banging, drilling, whatever. And you also might hear some snoring or some barking in the background. I have two dogs. One is Jack. He's my hound dog. Many of you know him because I've shown pictures of him, and here's another picture of him. And I have a new dog, and her name is Raven, and this is Raven. So right now Jack is chewing on his ears, so you might be hearing that in the background. All right, let's start our turtle. I'm going to be making my turtle quite big, the size of the page. And about, I'd say, if this is the size of the page, I would say more than half is going to be the size of the body of the turtle. So let's start. Let's do the turtle's body. So basically the body is going to be a semicircle like this. And then we're going to do like a hot dog type of shape. Like this at the bottom of that semicircle. Okay? Now, we'll do the feet. We'll do his feet. And it's just like this. Almost like a boot. We're going to make the feet really easy. And let's give him a couple of toenails. Almost like an M shape there. And now let's do the front foot. Let's do it just to the left here of the edge of the top. See what I mean? Just to the left. Kind of like another boot here. And two toenails. Like an M, just like that. Now between the back foot and the front foot, he's got a little belly. So we're going to go from the top of that boot or that foot, do a little round semicircle, and bring it up to the back of that foot. And I'm going to add another foot, the other side of his body. He's got the second foot. So we're just going to add a little boot here. So it looks like it's behind, and we'll do the M for the two toes. And for the other foot of the front leg, we're just going to do, watch, I'm just going to do this. Just like that. We don't see the toes of the other side of the front foot. Okay, so now we're going to give our Mr. Turtle a head. Now he has a long neck, and I'm going to go just above that little hot dog shape, and watch what I do. I'm making his neck long, like this. I'm going to give him a round head, but watch, I want to give him a little nose. So it's almost like it looks like a beak almost, like that. Round, and then his neck is going to come all the way down here. Okay? Now on his nose, he's got a little nostril. And just below, he's going to have a big smile. And just about here, we're going to give him a nice big eye. And if you followed my videos, you know I like these oval-shaped eyes, these egg-shaped eyes. And I always put a second oval shape right in the middle for the pupil. Okay? Now let's add a little bit of detail to his body. On the top, we're going to just do a circle, a semicircle like this. All right. Now let's do his belly. He's got a few, let's say, some lines across his belly. Just straight lines going down like this. All right. Now let's draw some detail on his body, on his shell. Watch what I'm doing. I'm doing kind of semicircles like this. And I'm going to put 4. You can put as many as you want. Okay, so just above these semicircles, we're going to do more semicircles, but watch what I'm doing. Instead of, I'm going to basically put the straight line underneath. So watch, I'm doing a semicircle, and I'm putting a straight line across like that. And this is showing, this makes it look like he has scales. Just like that, and I'm going to do 4, same as these. I'm going to do 4. One more here. Okay. Now above these, in the middle of each of these, you see in the middle here, there's 3 spots. I'm going to do 3 semicircles here, and they're going to be a little smaller. Just in the middle of that line right here. 3 little semicircles with a straight line. All right, now there's our turtle. That's our Mr. Turtle. Now we get to do the fun part, and that's coloring him in. Why don't we start with, let's see, let's start with our light green color. I want to show you this. You probably know, if you followed my lessons, what this is. This is a pencil extender. When you have a short little pencil, sometimes it's hard to color with. If you've got one of these pencil extenders, you just put it in and look, oops, it goes all the way to the bottom, so just be careful you don't lose it. And then you tighten it. And then you can use it as if it were a long pencil, and it's easier in your hand. That's what the great thing is about these pencil extenders, if you can find them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually color in the entire turtle with green. The only thing I don't want you to color in with green is the belly and the eye. I'd also like to mention that I don't want you to get any green in the toenails. The belly and the toenails are going to be yellow, and we want to make sure not to get any green into the eye. I'm going to mention later about the toenails, but I wanted to let you know now. Okay, but you can color in the entire turtle with green, and we'll add some dark green after. If you're using coloring pencils or even crayons for this lesson, I want you to press very lightly and turn your pencil once in a while. I want you to press lightly so that you don't break the tip of your pencil, and also so that you don't wear out your hand. If your hand hurts, you're probably pressing a little too hard. And we want this to be fun. We don't want your hand to hurt. So I'm turning my pencil once in a while so that I don't wear it all down on one side. We want to try to keep our art supplies for as long as we can because we don't want to spend extra money when we don't have to. All right. Just color in that whole turtle with that light green color. Remember to turn your pencil. And the way I color, this is a large area, so I color kind of in big circular motions. If I have a small area like this, I'll do little circles. Because if you color with lines, you might see those lines, and sometimes you don't want to see your lines, right? You want it to look nice and smooth. So maybe get into the practice of coloring in circular shapes. Turning your pencil. And can you see how I'm holding my pencil? I'm not holding it like this or like this, like I'm writing. I'm holding it kind of lower on the pencil and on the side. So that helps me to remember not to press too hard. It almost forces you to use a light touch. And that's another thing you should try to get used to all the time when you're coloring. Turn your pencil or your crayon. When you're coloring, always try to get used to using a light touch because the way we apply color is through layers. And a layer, for those who don't know, is this. This is one layer of color. We've colored it in one time, so this is one layer. And then after, we're going to color it in a second time, which is a second layer. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry if I forgot to tell you. This area is going to be yellow, and the toenails are going to be yellow. If you've already colored in the toenails, don't worry, don't worry. That's my fault. You could always make them dark green. But if you remember, don't color in the toenails, don't color in the belly, and don't color in the eye. Okay? Be careful here not to get any green into the toenails and on the belly. There we go. Do you see turtles a lot where you live? Turtles like to be near water. One time I was on a little private beach where I lived, and I was fishing. And when I got out of the car to go to the beach, I saw a little turtle there. And here's a picture of me with that turtle. It was so sweet. You have to be careful though, because sometimes they bite. They snap at you. But I picked up that turtle because he was right in the parking area and I didn't want him to get, hurt. So I picked him up and I put him into the woods near a stream. Turtles are so nice. I don't see them very often, but when I do, I think it's very special. They say that their shell here is their house because they can move their heads back in and their feet up, so all you see is a shell, and that protects them. and it's neat. It gives them a place to sleep. Okay, so I've colored in my first layer of that light green. I'm going to go ahead and do a second layer all over, and I'm really pressing very lightly. Every time I see a turtle on the road, when it's safe, I stop my car and I really make sure it's safe. You have to make sure it's safe. And you can't do this on a big highway, but I live in a small rural area, and I always stop and I pick them up and I put them back on the side of the road. Here's a picture of another turtle that I saw. This was a big one. He was slowly walking across the road, and I got out of my car, and it was a very quiet road. There was nobody else on the road, and I looked both ways and I listened to make sure there were no trucks or cars coming. And I picked him up and I brought him back over to the pond where he came from, because I wanted to make sure he was safe. They're so slow that they can't get across the road fast enough, so we want to make sure they're safe. Okay, so I've got my second layer of the light green all over my turtle. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to color in his belly and his toenails. And I'm pressing very lightly and I'm turning my pencil. Don't forget to turn your pencil or your crayon. Oh, Jack is snoring. Okay, I think I'm going to put in a second layer. I want that yellow to be nice and bright. I'm turning my pencil. Little toenails. There we go. How you guys doing? You doing okay? Okay, now I'm going to take a dark green. If you don't have a dark green, or if you only had one green to do the turtle, you could always use brown for what I'm about to do here. And basically what I'm going to do is all of these shapes that we drew here, these semicircles, all of these are going to be dark brown, or not dark brown, dark green, or if you don't have dark green, use a brown. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in all of these shapes that I drew in, these semicircles, dark green, or like I said, if you don't have dark green, use a brown. Turn your pencil once in a while so you don't break the tip, and so you don't wear it down on one side. You could also do this drawing with markers. I think it would look really neat with markers. I love using markers, but I also love using coloring pencils. Markers are kind of intense colors, you know. You can't get different shades with markers. It's just what it is. If you put down green, you're getting green. If you want to mix a little bit of light green and dark green with a marker, it doesn't really work well. You'll just see the dark green. But markers are good. I like to use markers when I draw my Looney Tune characters like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Porky the Pig. Don't forget to turn your pencil. All right, these scales are looking good. I think we're just going to do one layer of dark green on these scales here. I think one of the lessons that I'll do in the future is a sea turtle. Those are really, really pretty. I'm just going to outline this because I kind of made a bit of a mess here. There. Okay. Yeah, sea turtles are beautiful, and I think I'm going to do that in the future. That's going to be really, really colorful. Might be a little bit of an advanced drawing for some people, but I'm going to try to make a video so that it's easy to understand and easy to follow. It's going to be nice and colorful. Okay, so the scales are done. I think what I'm going to do, just to make it a little interesting, is I'm going to just, oops, get that out of there. I'm going to just take my dark green and I'm going to lightly just put in a little bit, not everywhere, and I'm using lines. Just a little bit. I'm not covering the whole thing. See, you can still see some of that light green, and you can see some of that dark green, just a little bit. Just to make it look a little different. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my black fine line marker, or you can use your black coloring pencil or a black crayon. And if you don't have any of those, just use your pencil. And I'm going to outline Mr. Turtle's eye. Okay, and the inside oval as well. And I'm going to color that in black. Give him a nice big eye here. So he can see really well. There. I'm also going to just color in his nostril. Just a little dot for his nostril. And I'm going to outline his big smile. And I'm going to give him a cheek. Remember the cheek? If you've seen my other videos, you just do a little semicircle like this. And now he has a cheek. So there's our turtle. I hope you enjoyed that, my friends. Now don't forget to sign your work. Always sign your work. I want you to be proud of the work that you do, and I want you to have fun and enjoy art. It's very relaxing, and it's a great hobby. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends. And remember to Mom and Dad, if you post your kids' art on Instagram, don't forget to tag me. The link is in the description below or in the About section of my channel. So everyone, we'll see you next time on Animal Farm. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.